Today I am going to teach you history chapter number 5, rulers and buildings. Students, today you are going to learn about the construction of structures between 8th and 18th century. Kings built two kinds of structures. Okay, here some of the buildings are shown in the pictures. Between 8th and 18th centuries, kings built two kinds of structures. The first were forts, palaces, gardens, residences and tombs. The second were temples, mosques, tanks, wells and bazaars. So here some of the pictures are given to you. Look at the pictures. You can see Qutub Minar here. The first balcony of Qutub Minar was constructed around 1199 by Qutbuddin Aibak, and Agra fort was built by Akbar. It required 8,000 laborers. Then the Raja Rajeshwara temple at Thanjavur had the tallest shikhra amongst the temple of its time. The construction of Taj Mahal at Agra was completed in 1643. Okay, you are looking at some of the pictures of buildings. You know, Taj Mahal was built by Shah Jahan in the memory of his wife Mumtaz, and this construction of Taj Mahal at Agra was completed in 1643. And there is also picture of Golden Temple. It is in Amritsar, Punjab, and on the top at the second number, that is a Raja Rajeshwara temple, which is in Thanjavur. It had the tallest shikhra amongst the temples of its time. You can also see all these pictures in your history NCERT book, and there is also description given there. Then introduction of this chapter is the 8th and the 18th centuries kings and their officers built two kinds of structure. The first were forts, palaces and tombs, safe, protected and grandiose places of rest in this world. And the second were structures meant for public activity, including temples, mosques, tanks, wells, caravans and bazaars. Kings were expected to care for their subjects, and by making structures for their use and comfort, rulers hoped to win their praise. Construction activity was also carried out by others, including merchants also. So between 8th and 18th century, kings built two kinds of structures. The first were forts, palaces, gardens, residences and tombs. And the second were temples, mosques, tanks, wells and bazaars. Rooms, doors and windows were added to buildings. A new style of architecture called the Trabeate or corbelled evolved. The weight of the superstructure above the doors and windows was carried by arches. This form was called arcuate. Limestone cement was used in the construction, and buildings, temples, mosques and tanks. Temples and mosques were beautifully constructed as they were places of worship. They were also meant to demonstrate the power, wealth and devotion of the patron. Muslim sultans and Padshahs did not claim to be incarnations of God. The Persian court chronicles describe the Sultan as the shadow of God. Then there was also destruction of temples. Temples were destroyed because they were often targeted by some rulers so as to break the emotional and financial power of other rulers. In 11th century, Rajendra first built a Shiva temple which he filled with prized statues seized from defeated rulers. Mahmud of Ghazni attacked the temples of Rajendra I and looted their wealth. The Pandyan king Srimara Sri Vallabha invaded Sri Lanka and defeated Sena first. He seized the statue of Buddha made entirely of gold in the Jewel Palace. Gardens, tombs and forts. Most beautiful Chahar Baghs were constructed by Jahangir and Shah Jahan. During Akbar reign, the center dome and the tall gateway were important aspects of Mughal architecture. So, students, look at this picture, Qutub Minar. You know where is Qutub Minar? Yes, you are right. The first balcony of Qutub Minar was constructed around 1199 by Qutbuddin Aibak. It was here. Its first balcony was made by Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay. It is in Delhi. You can see picture of Qutub Minar in your history book also. It is given in that. This is also one of the important building. Okay. Very important here building. So between the 8th and 18th centuries, the kings and officers built two kinds of structures here. Then the inscriptions on the walls of Qutub Minar are in Arabic language. Then there is description of Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar is a minaret that forms part of the Qutub complex, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the Mehrauli area of Delhi, India. Qutbuddin Aibak, founder of Delhi Sultanate, started construction of the Qutub Minar. He constructed here first balcony of Qutub Minar in 1199. In 1220, Aibak's successor and son-in-law Iltutmish completed a further 3 stories of Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar, it is made of red sandstone and marble. Qutub Minar is 73 meter, approximately 240 feet tall, tapering tower of 5 stories. Students, you can read about Qutub Minar and try to find more details about Qutub Minar. Okay, in your history book you read this chapter. Okay, now this is the picture of Kandriya Mahadev temple. Okay, in 999 the Kandriya Mahadev temple was built by the king here, Dangadeva. So this is the picture of Kandriya Mahadev temple. The Kandriya Mahadev temple, the great god of the cave, is the largest and the most ornate Hindu temple in the medieval temple group found at Khajuraho in Madhya Pradesh, India. The Kandriya Mahadev temple, dedicated to Shiva, was constructed in 999 by King here, Dangadeva of the Chandela dynasty. The temples were decorated with elaborately carved sculptures. There are also some of the new words like trabeate, a style of architecture in which roofs, doors and windows were made by placing a horizontal beam across two vertical columns. Then superstructure, meaning the part of a building above the ground floor. Then pishta, it was the tall gateway of the central towering dome in the Mughal building. Pitra dura, colored hard stones placed in depressions carved into marble or sandstone, creating beautiful ornate patterns. So students, thank you for watching this video, and your work is you will also read this chapter from your NCERT history book, chapter number 5, rulers and buildings. Thank you. Stay alert, stay blessed. Thank you.